Hello everyone, my name is Zendi, and welcome to episode 2 of Fnaf Management Wanted. And I think we're gonna continue flattening, layering the area for a bit. And then I want to go and check out the village over there as well. Hmm. Slowly but surely getting there. Actually, let me make a bucket so we can actually have water. You know, I was thinking, I have no idea how many animatronics there are. And like how many pizzerias there are either. Cause like, oh, it is getting dark. Uh, we can head to the village and sleep at the village. But like, it got me thinking of how it is gonna all work. Cause I think I would want the animatronics to have their own areas. And actually, what I could do is I can still, you know, have each of the pizzerias. Um, but instead of, you know, having the animatronics in there, even though, yes, it would make more sense for them to be in there, but that zombie has a shovel. Yeah, not happening. Oh, I needed to sell wheat. That's fine, I can do that later on. But, like, actually have... Oh, there's lava right there. Their own areas. Oh, the poor cat. Just trying to see where the... Oh, I guess farmland is over there. I'm gonna guess. Yeah, this village is not the safest. But anyway, yeah, like, I guess sort of like this, I almost said security reach. Oh god, why can't I remember? And I literally I would play that specific FNAF game all the time. Well, besides FNAF 4. Actually, I wonder if the FNAF 4 animatronics are here, or if we can get them. But I was thinking of I literally can't remember. I don't know why I can't remember. And literally the computer is set up like it too. The pizzeria simulator. If I Kelpie and everything. Because you know we have the dumpster diver and all the whole bits. FNAF. Yeah, it'd be FNAF 6, even though there's a debate going on with the whole FNAF 6 pizzeria. At least with the lore, that is. But yeah, because we have, you know, these animatronics. The dumpster pals. Don't remember if that's actually what they're called. Gang, dumpster pal gang or something. I don't know. I don't know why I can't remember now. Played FNAF Pizzeria Simulator all the time, and now I can't remember. But like, you know, because there's those animatronics, and then you have the rock stars, and then you also have, you know, the scrapped animatronics. Even though Lefty is puppet marionette, is kind of in both the scrapped category and also a rock star category. At least I like to think. But like instead of, you know, trying to build like a big pizzeria simulator pizzeria to, you know, fit all the animatronics, I think I might, like with the sections I plan on doing, I might it be have the animatronics also be in the different sections, have their own themed. I think that would be a bit more better. What clouds? What is going on with the clouds? I can see the line. I don't know if you guys can probably see the line, but I can clearly see the line of the clouds. I don't know what that's all about. That's a bit concerning. Well, I guess it really isn't concerning, but you know, a bit weird how the clouds did that. But yeah, so I think we'll do that for the animatronics. Them having their own areas. Instead of, you know, just making a big pizzeria just to fit every single animatronic. Because, you know, for one, that takes up a lot of space. And also, I'm not trying to build, at least for my pizzeria, it's gonna be big. I mean, I have this whole thing set up idea that I've had since I was a little kid when I first uh became a FNAF fan, which eventually I'll talk more about that. But for right now, um the pizzeria that my own custom pizzeria is going to be big. And we did not get a single jungle sapling, which is disappointing, to say the least. So that's great. Gonna have to try and finding the jungle again, and hopefully get more saplings this time or next time. But yeah, cause um, Pizzaplex, totally other issue. I have no idea if there even is like a Pizzaplex deed. I mean, there might be the animatronics, but I have no idea about, like, you know, the deeds, how many deeds there are for the locations and all that sort. And plus the Pizzaplex. I don't know if my pizzeria would actually be bigger than the Pizzaplex. No, I don't think it is, but it's kind of almost the same length. It is big, but I don't think it's as big, so to speak. I mean, I have really no idea of how big it would actually be compared to the Pizzaplex, but I guess we'll have to see in the future anyway. But like trying to actually figure it all out with the animatronics and um the pizzerias, or I guess FNAF locations, I could say. Because I mean, in the FNAF universe, there are so many animatronics. So like, it's probably a good idea that was kind of thinking of having the animatronics kind of be separate and having their own areas. Well, not like individual. I mean like a group, like the gang, like the FNAF 1 gang, FNAF 2, and so on and so forth. Each with their own themes. But like with FNAF Pizzeria Simulator, obviously it's gonna be more than one group or gang, because you have the scrapped ones, um, the rock stars, the dumpster gang. So that's like free. And of course with FNAF 2 you have the toys and the wizards. So we do have to like think about that as well. I mean, yeah, for FNAF 2 we could have, the back room where the withers can stay. But I mean, I would like to display them though. Have them out for people to see. Well, first we actually have to see what they look like. Because I mean, we're basically trying to think of it as an amusement, not amusement park. I don't know why I said amusement park. Like a museum, except I guess it's like an amusement park. But so it has like, the pizzerias, preserve the pizzerias, or well, recreations of the pizzerias, I guess. And so with the animatronics. The only difference is you can actually go to the pizzeria, get your pizza, have fun. Just like the original. It's kind of what I'm going for. Even though it probably doesn't make sense right now. I mean, I guess you can think of it as imagine, I guess, back in the day, like generations before us. Maybe not that far. Um, or at least before my generation, I guess. But like, imagine like, one of those old-timey restaurants, from the past. And so imagine someone recreated it into a restaurant in our present time. So it's like the same restaurant from back then, but in our time, basically, in our timeline, in our era. Is kind of what I'm trying to explain, make it make sense. Even though I, it's kind of my weakness is trying to actually explain things, unfortunately, because it makes sense in my head, but explaining it out loud, it's a whole different story. I guess it's kind of like Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, I have no idea. Well, no, because I don't know the whole thing about Chuck E. Cheese anyway. So I probably shouldn't even be talking. We got a stack of wheat seeds, okay. Actually, when did Chuck E. Cheese first open? I'm actually curious now. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so it has actually been here for a long time. Okay. So, like, we still have Chuck E. Cheese to this day. Of course, from the picture I saw, it looks a bit different. But that's like some a bit better explanation, I think, of like, I guess, look at Chuck E. Cheese and how it's still here, I guess. I don't know. To be fair, Chuck E. Cheese actually creeps me out now. Like, you would think if I had to choose between Chuck E. Cheese or any of the FNAF locations, I would choose not Chuck E. Cheese. I would choose any other location. Just keep me away from that place. Well, actually, no, because, like, the VHS tapes, those, like, FNAF ones, those are actually terrifying. More terrifying than Chuck E. Cheese. Even though, I guess it's kind of biased. To be fair, if I had to choose which location in FNAF to actually, survive in, well, can't really well, I can decide, but I would choose FNAF 4 because, well, for one, it's my favorite. But also, I like FNAF Pizzeria Simulator as well. But I think I would choose FNAF 4, which is probably a terrible idea. Because, I mean, you would be in the body of a child. Or maybe you won't. I don't know. I mean, I would imagine you actually playing as a child. Maybe your kid self. I don't know. I think FNAF Pizzeria Simulator would be a bit more harder for me, though. You know, those were actually both FNAF 4 and FNAF Pizzeria Simulator were actually the first two FNAFs I've ever played. Like the first ones. And then eventually I did play FNAF 1, FNAF 2, and then FNAF 3. But like for the longest time it was FNAF 4 and FNAF Pizzeria Simulator. Which is kind of ironic. You know, actually, funny thing, well, not really funny because it was actually terrifying for me, was when I first started playing FNAF 4, which was on the Xbox One, for whatever reason, my audio would not work. Of course, until later on, like years after when I first started playing it. But like, I could not hear anything besides like the other noises, but like the animatronics, I could not hear them. But for some unknown reason, which is probably why FNAF 4 is my favorite. Well, also I just like FNAF 4 in general. But for whatever reason, I would survive up until the plush trap minigame, and then I would just die. Like, I could not play that minigame. I would just instantly get unalived. But for whatever reason, I could survive. Well, I couldn't make it that far because, you know, you kind of had to do the minigame. Actually, I don't remember if you had to. Well, no, because then you died and then it would, I think, reset the night or something. I don't remember. I haven't played FNAF 4 in a long time, so my memory's not the greatest. With like the whole minigame scenario, that is. But yeah, for whatever reason, I can survive up until that point with not being able to hear anything at all. Like, honestly, I wish I was joking, but I am not. And I wish I actually had proof. Actually, it would be even more terrifying if there was proof. Like, it's not the animatronics that murdered me, it's plush trap that murdered me. The only reason I couldn't beat Fnaf 4 ever was because of a plush trap. To be fair, even now on PC, I still can't. Well, I haven't played the game in a while, but when I did get it on PC, I did play it for a bit, and thank God I could actually hear the audio. Of course, for whatever reason, I ended up dying by the animatronics, which is kind of funny. Well, not really, but to me it's kind of funny because when I was on Xbox, the only way I would die was by plush trap. And I would have no audio. Like, for whatever reason, I would check my settings multiple times and my audio would be working. Yet, for whatever reason, for Fnaf 4, the audio wouldn't work. And the only reason I died was because of plush trap. But on PC, with the audio, I die by the animatronics. Which is why I think it's a bit funny and ironic. But also was kind of hard because, you know, I really liked playing the game on Xbox. But, like, because I couldn't hear anything. Besides, you know, the night ending, it becoming 6 a.m., that was literally the only thing I could hear. And I think the other noises, just not the animatronics or plush trap. Which was quite sad. But, yeah, that's a little story time, I guess, of my experience playing Fnaf 4. Well, more like my trauma experience. Because I couldn't even, play the game. Basically, couldn't play the game. And then for, like, the pizzeria simulator, I just, you know, would get jump scared by the animatronics, and then, like, during the whole interview of the animatronics, like, they will jump scare me. And of course, you know, they get in to the pizzeria, and then you have to go against them. That was the hardest part for me. Both on Xbox and PC. Because for whatever reason, like, doing the whole check thing and everything, they would just, like, instantly get me. Like, they'll make no movements. And then the second I, like, pull up the paper, they kill me. Which was also quite sad and disappointing. You know, actually, when me and my friend Fernando were playing one of the Roblox Fnaf games, I don't actually remember which one because we have played quite a few on repeat, so I don't actually remember which one it was. Well, there was two. One of them, they made it like multiplayer, which unfortunately couldn't really do on multiplayer. Well, it's a bit buggy on multiplayer right now. But the other one that we actually managed to play for Fnaf Pizzeria Simulator, it was also hard. Except I don't know if it's because Fernando was with me or what, but because I think we could both, like, we were both able to control everything during, like, the cutscene with the animatronics or the scrapped animatronics. But it was a lot easier. I mean, it was still hard, but, you know, it was actually a lot easier than the actual FNAF game. Except trying to actually survive the nights, that's, like, hard as heck. It's very hard. I hope they do fix that one, FNAF. I know they did Sister Location. They had, like... Was it Sister Location? Yeah, it was, they did it, like, not in order, I don't think. But, like, they remastered it or something. Which, that was actually terrifying. As well. For multiplayer. Ow. That hurt. But yeah, I do hope they do fix the FNAF pizzeria one. Because everything was fine up until doing the night shift. It was, like, hard. We even had one of our other friends play with us too. And if I want to say it was even more harder. I know when we first played it, it was just completely impossible. Except I don't know if that's like if that was the other FNAF Roblox game or if it was the multiplayer one. I mean, both are multiplayer. Except one of them wasn't really multiplayer, I don't think. Which I think that's the one that I hope they do fix both of them anyway. That's what I hope. But I do know that one of them, don't know if it's the same one of where we tried again, but I do know that one of them, like, only one person could be, like, the security guard, which really didn't make sense. Like, when the night would start, on one of you would be teleported into the room, while the other just stays in the pizzeria. Which I do hope they fix that. Because it was quite annoying. I think that's the same one that has the issues with who creates the lobby. Because I mean, it had like the progress thing and everything. But for some reason, it didn't matter who the lobby leader was. Because then it'll end up switching it to where it should the other person does the mode and night and everything instead of the actual leader. And it was just very confusing, entirely confusing. But yeah. Maybe one day me and Fernanda will well, I know we are trying to work on the one FNAF game on Roblox. Forgot which one it is though. But maybe we might go back and try the other one, perhaps. No guarantees though, because I think the other one was not really multiplayer friendly, to say the least. Even though it said multiplayer and everything. Hmm. I forgot that we did not get a jungle sapling. I was like thinking, waiting for the non-existent jungle sapling to grow so I can make some more wooden shovels, but then I realized that we didn't actually get a jungle sapling. So waiting for a non-existent tree to grow. At some point in the future, we'll have to go and collect the well, go back to the jungle bamboo forest and get more jungle saplings. Ah, good. That hurt. This is gonna take a lot to fill up. Hmm. I think I'll wait until I actually, get, to the actual layer, like that layer over there, to actually start working on that. So I don't end up going over the layer. Oh, I don't like big trees. No, I was thinking of doing a quarry. I know I like make quarries in like every series, but I mean it is a good way to, get resources from underground without, risking and dying and losing everything. But I would not I don't think I really want to do a quarry, but at the same time I think, it's kind of waste just repeatedly making wooden shovels when we could just, be doing stone shovels, which is a bit better than wood, or I guess a lot more better than wood. But I mean, I could collect stone from right there, but then I would have to, replace it and everything. I mean, maybe it wasn't gonna be like the plan, but hmm, I was thinking I could do like, even though there's no like, well, I never really thought if I wanted like an underground part in my pizzeria. I mean, in the original, well, this is the original, but me growing up as a kid, kids with imaginations and everything. There was no, underground part, but I might want to add an underground part. I'm not too sure. Because I was thinking I could, do a quarry underground and have the pizzeria on top of the quarry. So I guess how, what you might call it, I mean, I could be entirely wrong because I can't remember the lore for the life of me. And it doesn't help with the new FNAF game. Well, not new, right? No longer new, but like, the newer FNAF game, which is the Secret of the Mimic. You know how people are speculating and everything. Um, we could, I guess turn the quarry into like an elevator of sorts, except I guess not really an elevator because we don't have like the crate mod or actual elevators in this mod. I mean, we could pretend, I guess, that it's an actual elevator that goes all the way down. And or it could also be like, I was trying to think of like, what I would actually do underground. I mean, I know I have all this dirt, so I could just fill the quarry back up. But then I thought maybe that would be a waste. You know, spending all the time and effort digging all the way down for the resources just to fill them back up. Or fill the quarry back up. We could do like some sort of like giant, well maybe not giant, but you know, a big underground warehouse that, you know, can connect to each of the sections, districts, areas of the place. Or I guess we could do like build some, oh, there's pillagers. That's great. Don't you just love pillagers? I don't. I absolutely hate them. But, or we could do some sort of secret underground experimentation area. You know, do some secret stuff. Or it could just be a place where, you know, we would presumably build the animatronics. Or it could be an underground transport system. That could also be a storage area. Which might be a better option, actually. Or we could all do all three as well. Like, those staying here, well, eventually, like staying here as, you know, guests. Like, they could go on a underground tour. Well, I guess also a tour, because it would, like, you know, pop up at each different place, and it would also be transportation across the different sectors. I think I might just say districts. That sounds like a bit easier to say. But we could do that. You know, giving those who visit, those who are guests, can like see the behind the scenes, maybe. You know, if they're curious on how we build the animatronics, where we keep the storage, you know, stuff like that. Just gonna quickly do this. Get these tools ready and out. But I mean, we could do that though, instead. I'm gonna need to make another chest. Double chest. And actually, this one's just gonna be filled with the flowers and eventually other stuff. Maybe the crops. Once we start actually growing the crops, which we should start doing sooner rather than later. So that way we actually have. I'm actually not gonna go over there. You know, crops to trade with the villagers to get emeralds. But I mean, doing like an underground. Oh, the rain. transportation system would actually be a good idea. Maybe that's what we'll do. So, like, right now, it would be a quote-unquote quarry. Well, right now it would be a quarry, but eventually it will be turned into, an entrance to the, I guess underground subway? Underground transportation area. Who knows what it's gonna be called. But I mean, that's an idea, and it gives us, you know, a reason to make a quarry. Because, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna be using, like, all the custom blocks. But there will be, you know, areas and parts where I'll use, you know, vanilla blocks. So actually having the vanilla resources is also good. Just not the dirt, because we will have a whole bunch of dirt. Yeah, the stone shovel and tools in general are a lot more better than wooden. And also have a bit more durability too. Back to wooden shovels for right now. And we'll sleep. And that will do for this episode of episode 2 of Fnaf Management Wanted. So hope you guys have a good day or night, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!